Hello and welcome back to more Professor Layton and the Unwound Future, where in the last episode we played through the 4th chapter of the game, and today we're playing through Chapter 5, The Forgotten Case. I need to stop by my office and check something. After that, we'll go find Inspector Jeremy. Okay then. So, this is the Barnett College of the Professor Layton universe then. There you are, Professor. I see you canceled lecture again this week. That's some grammar. Let me guess, are you investigating another strange mystery? Hello, Rosetta. Yes, something rather pressing has come up. But I'll be sure to hold a makeup session later. Oh, no worries, Mr. L. As long as I get my credits, I'm not sweating it. Now, what kind of attitude is that to have, Rosetta? If you want those credits, you have to earn them. And as your paper is on the stone relics of Cornwall, I'd say you have your work cut out for you. As your advisor, I insist that you check in with me weekly until your paper's shaped up. Heh, I didn't mean to imply I wasn't interested in the work. I'm very much looking forward to our sessions together. Not every girl has the privilege of receiving private instruction from the great Professor Layton. What I mean to say is that you should check in during office hours. Oh, you don't have to tell me twice, Professor. I'll see you next week. I don't know what that goes up to, but it can't be good, Professor. Nonsense, my boy. I'm sure it's all in your head. You can't fool me. Did you see the look she gave you? She's a man-eater, whatever that means. Oh dear. he pulled the hat over his eyes. Nice detail. Okay, great. So we gotta go into the... I guess I have to talk to this guy to get into our room. Oh, sure, my boy. I've been looking for you. Hello, sir. Didn't you receive my notice I was on holiday? Oh, that? Yes, everything's in order there. It's something else I need your help with. In that case, please tell me how I can be of assistance to you, sir. Lean in a bit, my boy. What I'm about to ask you, well, I wouldn't like anyone else to hear it. The thing is, I have a puzzle I simply can't work through on my own. My darling granddaughter brought it to me, but I can't for the life of me solve the blasted thing. I can see how that could be quite vexing. Vexing is putting it politely. It's hard to feel like the king of your castle when you can't even solve your grandchild's puzzle. It's a rather serious situation, or a serious issue for me, Herschel. It certainly sounds that way, sir. Yes, so I take it I can count on you to help me work through this thing? But of course. Puzzle 48, 1 out of 1,000. Here are some matchsticks that spell out 100 meters. Move one of the matches into the garbage to display a link that is 1/1000th of that size. Oh, so I don't have to rearrange it like I did in the first game. I just have to get rid of one. Oh, then that's easy. Because if I get rid of this, oh my god, I know how this works. If I get rid of this, then it becomes 10 centimeters, which is 1/1000th of 100 meters.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Boom.
Well, that's settled.
Oh, that's it. My granddaughter's going to flip when she hears how clever her granddad is, except that you didn't solve it. I'm glad I could help you with your predicament, sir. Likewise. By the way, Herschel, I do have one more small favor to ask of you. Certainly. Let's keep the fact that you helped me with this puzzle between you, me, and the wall, shall we? Of course. After all, your reputation to maintain with your granddaughter, it'll be our secret. Ooh, perceptive as always. And what about you there, young man? Can you keep a secret? Of course, my lips are sealed, sir. Splendid, for that you have my thanks. One last thing, Herschel. Excuse me. There's a young lady in your office. She said she's waiting for you. Is it gonna be Flora? I see. Oh, you must be talking about Flora. Well, I guess there's no suspense there.
Oh, hi there, Flora. You two have got some nerve leaving me alone while you go off on another adventure.
Now, Flora, you know that wasn't our intention at all. While we were out investigating one issue, an even more troublesome matter arose.
What kind of troublesome matter? We couldn't have seen it coming, Flora. Really? Of course, we wouldn't have left you behind on purpose.
Luke is quite right. Do forgive us for our oversight.
That was one thing I was gonna bring up is Flora's not even in this game because she still tagged along for the adventure in the last game, even if it wound up not being her in the end, which is but she was still there for at least a little bit of the second game's adventure, but she hasn't been in this game at all until this point, so I'm glad to see they didn't completely forget about her.
Well, okay, just this once, but you two had better not leave me alone again.
Of course not.
Okay, let's talk with Flora. What's done is done, so I guess there's no point in my stewing over it. You two must be awfully tired from all that running around. I just made a pot of tea. I'll go get that. Did you just make a promise to Flora? I believe I may have, and unfortunately, this is one promise I fear I may have to break. Professor, that's terrible. Not to mention very unlike you to go back on your word. Well, I didn't see you doing anything to sway the poor girl from coming with us. Besides, you know our current case is fraught with danger. I didn't want her to get hurt. Anyway, we need to finish our work here so we can find the inspector. We best move quickly. I suppose you're right, Professor. Alright then, what are we looking for here? Somewhere in my office is a leather-bound notebook with a yellow note sticking out of it. You think you can help me find it? Aye, Professor. I'm on the case. Okay. Well, presumably... Please stop falling over, iPad. Presumably it'd be on your desk somewhere, right? No, it wouldn't be... Oh, okay, I guess it didn't hit the desk. Is this notebook you were talking about? Why, yes it is. Let's see. Information concerning the explosion at the Institute of Polydimensional Research. Did you put this notebook together, Professor? I did, piece by piece. Sadly, most of its contents have been removed. Well, you weren't kidding. Most of the pages have been torn out. It's been a while since I opened it last. Let me see. At least the newspaper clippings are intact. What exactly are all these articles from, Professor? I'll explain more on the bus. But for now, we need to get out of here before Flora returns. Flora, I thought you might be hungry, so I made some little cucumbers. Oh dear, where did they go? You know, you could probably bring her with you. You don't have to leave her behind again. Granted, she may have a bigger part in the story later, but I'm starting to feel like they just don't know what to do with her anymore. Because she was the core focus of the first game, technically speaking. And the second game, they brought her along just to make her essentially a plot device so that Don Palo could pretend to be her. And then this game, it's like, well, I don't know what to do with you now. Which is annoying, but okay, so we have to take the bus to go to Scotland Yard. Scotland Yard away. Let's go. Okay. About the notebook we picked up at your office, Professor. Exactly what explosion were you researching? It all happened several years ago, when you were very small. Two scientists working in a physics lab unwittingly caused an explosion during an experiment. The explosion devastated the surrounding area. That must have been all over the news. You'd think so, wouldn't you? However, though many perished in the blast, few records of the accident remain. What happened? That's something I'm still trying to figure out for myself. But answer me this, Luke. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear of an explosion? The explosion of Dr. Stungun's time machine, of course. That was my first thought as well. I have a strong suspicion that the two incidents are connected. Why's that? Well, it's nothing more than a hunch, so I really can't say much more right now. Oh, Professor, this is our stop. Here we are at Scotland Yard. There's no time to waste. We need to find the inspector. You've arrived at Scotland Yard. Okay, well, I guess we gotta go inside. You've Inspector Chelmy. I guess we have to talk to you. Okay. Welcome to Scotland Yard, headquarters of the London Police. How may I be of service to you? We're here to see Inspector Chelmy. Would you please let him know we'd like to speak with him? Unfortunately, the inspector is terribly busy right now. That's why I have strict orders to issue the... Welcome to the headquarters of London Police. Here, you want to conduct business? Solve a puzzle first. Okay. In recent years, the city has been suffering from an increase in accidents and crime. According to a survey, there's one place in the city where there is a higher average of injured people and deaths throughout the year. Where can it be? Search the name of the place. Park, monument, fire station, crossroads, police station, church, cemetery, school, hospital. Gee, I wonder which of these locations has an increased number of injured people and deaths. Golly gee whiz. I wonder.
Let's see if I've got this right. Just as I suspected.
That was not a puzzle, but okay. Oh boy. That's correct, alright. Tremendous work as usual, Professor Layton. Oh, do you two know each other? Of course, that is, I know the professor. How could any self-respecting puzzle not know the name Layton? I'm a huge fan. I assume the puzzle I just solved... Well, okay, so, to be clear, I didn't know... I'm a big fan of puzzle games, and I didn't know about the Professor Layton games until this year. So, you know. You got me there. I just can pass out the chance to have the Professor Layton solve my puzzle. I'll call ahead to let the inspector know you're coming. His office is just up those stairs on the second floor. Thank you very much. Alright then, up we go. Oh. Well, Shelby's not here, but you are. Nothing like a nice cup of tea to soothe jangled nerves. Good day, Barton. Good day to you too, sir. Barton, we wish to have a few words with the inspector, but I don't see him here. I don't see him here either. I was led to believe he was here, in his office? Yes, he was, and he got up and left. It was all very sudden. I, too, am puzzled by his sudden disappearance. Did he sense that Layton was coming and he's just like, I gotta get out of here? Barton, I sense that they hope you're not spreading misinformation about me. I just told you I needed to pop downstairs to see the commissioner. Ah, yes, you did say that, sir. Use your ears, Constable, and never move out in the force if you don't learn to listen. Greetings, Inspector. Ah, apologies for not saying hello, Layton. What a surprise to see you. Welcome to my humble office. This man is much nicer than the one from Diabolical Box. Forgive the sudden intrusion, Inspector. I heard that you are leading the investigation on the Prime Minister's disappearance. I am. And as it's you I'm speaking with, I'll be quite candid. This case to be completely baffled. Dozens of eyewitnesses, myself included, not one blasted lead to work with. Since you were there, I might as well hear your take on things. Have a seat. I was questioned the day of the incident, but maybe our chat will uncover some new theories. Alright, let's have a chat with Inspector Chelmy. Well, we've already established that you were there when the explosion occurred. Yes, I certainly was. Then you must believe as I do, that there was no way anyone could have survived the blast. Not that quack stun gun, not his staff, and though I hate to say it, not the Prime Minister. But what confounds me is that not a single trace of the lot remains. What do you mean by that? What I mean is we've canvassed the whole place and haven't found a thing related to the victims. No bodies, no clothing, and no shoes. Not even so much as a pocket watch or ring. All we recovered from the scene was the 10 tons of scrap metal that used to be in the machine. No people, though.
There were 8 of them, sir.
What? Did you say something just now, Constable?
There were 8 of them, sir. 8 people vanished.
Ah, yes, according to eyewitness reports, 8 people vanished from the scene. That group consisted of a stun gun, a handful of assistants, and its Prime Minister. Now, how in the world do 8 people just vanish? It's like a blasted magic trick.
Don't worry, Inspector. From what I've heard, the Prime Minister is still alive.
Ah, young Luke. Be a good lad and keep quiet, alright? The adults are having a serious conversation here. If you're bored, why don't you and Barton go play in the hall? Inspector, I assure you Luke isn't making this up. There's a very real possibility that Bill Hawks is alive. What? Well, don't leave me here scratching my head like a fool. Explain, Layton. Before I do, I must ask a favor of you first. And what would that be? Do you recall the explosion that occurred at the Parliamentary Research Institute 10 years ago? What did you just say? I'll take that as a yes. It is imperative that I see any and all case files on that incident. You just might be onto something here, Layton. What do you know? Nothing at the moment, but I have a suspicion on that your current case and this old one are linked in some way. I'd like to help, really I would, but those files are sealed and require top-level clearance. Even a high-ranking officer like myself would have trouble getting his hands on those. I see. I'd hoped a man of your status might have the influence necessary to acquire those documents. Unfortunately, it seems I may have hoped for too much. I'm sorry to have asked the impossible of you. Wait just a moment, Layton. I might be able to get your access to that case file. Excellent. I would be extremely grateful for that. Just one thing, though. These documents don't come for free. I want to hear everything you know or suspect about the Prime Minister's whereabouts. Of course. Once I see the documents and I'm sure my theory is sound, every detail will be yours. Barton, head down to the archive room and find those old files. Yeah, this man is significantly nicer than the Inspector Chelmy we met in the Diabolical Box.
Right away, sir.
Those files can't leave the archive, but you can read them there. Head downstairs past the lobby and into the basement. Much appreciated, Inspector. Alright then. See, I always really hated Inspector Chelmy because he was always a piece of crap to us, but this man is actually kind of nice, you know? He's come around since our last adventure. It's nice. Anyway,
hello.
Okay, do we have to talk to you to get the things?
Welcome to the archive. I've gathered all the files pertaining to the explosion.
Thank you, Barton. Your hard work has saved us considerable time.
Ew, these documents are all mildewy and covered in dust. These files are off limits to most people. You're the first to talk to them in a long time.
I see.
Hand some of those over and I'll help you look through them. Where should I start?
I appreciate the offer, but I should handle these myself. They are top secret after all.
Of course, I understand.
Oh. Where Layton has left the party. It's just us and the stupid parrot now. Wait, that parrot came back in time with us? Okay. Imagine how confused that parrot must be, given the events of this game in the last hour. Okay, so do we have to talk to you?
You know, it seems like the inspector's always yelling at you. Don't you ever get tired of it? It's not so bad. Sure, he scolds me, but only when he has a good reason to, which is often, unfortunately. Oh. I make a lot of mistakes, so I get yelled at a lot. He's always telling me I lack insight in cases and don't, pay attention. It's completely understandable. I just get distracted and then I make mistakes. Oh, chin up, Barton. Everyone makes mistakes. Heck, I make them all the time. I give up pretty bad sometimes. Like just the other day, I found myself in the most ridiculous predicament.
Puzzle number 51, park the car. Is this going to be another slide the tiles around type puzzle? You need to get your car into the parking spot marked by the flag in the middle of the grid below. As you can see, you can only enter the spot from one side. When you encounter an X, you must turn left or right. When you encounter an O, you must continue going straight. Also, your car is a bit of a clunker and can't go in reverse. Draw a line from your car into the parking spot. Okay. So, obviously, can't do a straight shot because we have to turn left or right here. and we can't go this way because we'd be forced to turn left here, and then we'd be forced to keep going straight here, so that's not gonna work out. So we have to, and this, we could go this way, and then be forced to, I mean, so I guess it's probably safer to work backwards. Let's just restart. We'll start by working backwards. We can't come from this direction, so that's off the charts. We can get a straight line here, because if we try to go to the left-hand side, we'll be forced to turn, and we can't really turn in any directions right here, so we have to, because if we can't come from this direction because we can't turn into it, like, unless we come from this direction, I guess. Excuse me, but how will we even get, like, this is a long straightaway right here. That could be of use to us. But the problem is that we'd have to get up here, which means we have to go from here to there. So I guess we could turn up in this direction, but the problem is that, okay, so we have to go turn here, straight, turn, turn. I guess that could work. We could get a straight path going in this direction. That could work. Okay, oh wait, actually that works perfectly. Because then we go down here and it forces us to turn around here. Okay, I got it. Alright, we got it. Problem solved. So we go here, and then we take the path that I showed in this direction, and then cross our paths in right here. Oh wait, no, because we just take the loop right here, and then take the loop right here. No, all the way, and then we go straight into the parking spot. Right? Does that follow all the rules?
Here's my answer.
Yeah! Awesome!
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
That was probably the toughest puzzle we've encountered so far. That was a pretty cool one.
Okay. Wonderful work, Luke. I bet you never gave the professor any cause to yell at you. Well, he's not really the yelling type, but it's true that I never let a puzzle go unsolved. I've got his reputation to protect. Oh dear, I never considered the possibility that my goof-ups would harm the inspector's reputation. Don't worry, Barton. What's most important is to try your best. If only I could convince the inspector to see things that way. Luke, come here. I think I found what we came here for. What is it, Professor? That far, you did some very valuable information, Luke. What exactly did you find out, Professor? Let's just say I'm very confident that the Prime Minister is still alive. However, the only way to save him is to travel to the other London where he's being held. You think he might be trapped in the future? Perhaps. Let's bring this discussion to the Inspector.
Hey, Inspector Chelmy, you're not gonna believe this, but he's actually in a different time period altogether.
Well, Layton, did your investigation bear any fruit? It did indeed. To start, allow me a few questions. Inspector, were you involved in the investigation into the explosion at the Institute 10 years ago?
Yes, I was there. Ages ago it was. I remember I had just been promoted to Assistant Inspector.
I see. And do you remember the names of the scientists thought to as the cause of the explosion?
Let me think. It's coming back to me now. One man's name was Dimitri Allen.
Were there two scientists implicated? Do you remember the second scientist's name?
It was quite a long time ago, you know.
I see you're having some difficulty remembering. Well then, what about the victims? Do you remember much about them?
The explosion caused substantial damage to the area, destroyed the neighboring apartment complex. One of the lab assistants perished in the explosion, as did several tenants in the building next door. Strangely enough, though, I think both the scientists involved in the experiment survived.
That was very informative, Inspector.
Good, because I've got a few questions of my own now. How do you think this whole case relates to my current one?
This is just a theory.
A game theory.
But I think the Prime Minister is being held somewhat beyond the influence of Scotland Yard.
Do you mean to say he's being held captive in another country?
You may find what I'm about to tell you hard to believe. But I think Bill Hawks is being held captive in the future.
If this is your idea of a joke, I'm not laughing.
I can understand your skepticism. Thank you for all your help today, Inspector. Should I learn anything else about the Prime Minister's whereabouts, you'll be among the first to know. Come, Luke, let's be off.
Now wait right there. We had a deal. Surely you've got more for me than that far-fetched theory.
Inspector, I've told you as much as I know at the moment. Now, please excuse us.
Yeah, I don't know how well you thought I was gonna go over. Hey, Inspector Chelmy, he's actually in a completely different time period. We're not crazy, by the way.
Now that we got what we came for, let's go back to the clock shop. Conk waiting for us. Okay, Professor.
Alright then, let's get back to the bus stop. And back to Midland Road we go. To the clock shop. You've arrived at the Midland bus stop. Okay, great. So we gotta go here for the clock shop. Yeah, just go down the path.
I suppose we have to head back to future London now, huh? What's the matter, Luke? Are you scared of traveling through time again? Yes. I mean, no. As long as I don't have to do it alone. Of course not. I'll be right here with you. First on the agenda is heading to Chinatown to meet the future Professor Layton, right? That's right. And if my guess is correct, we'll find the Prime Minister there as well. You think we'll run into trouble along the way?
Of course we will.
Considering the warm welcome we received from the family at the casino, I'd say anything's possible. Luke, There's no telling what kind of dangers await us in the future. Maybe it would be best for you to remain here in our time. What kind of apprentice will I be if I left you to face danger all alone? Of course I'm going to.
Oh. That was a... Actually, I think I like this better. I think I like these, because these chapters are really, really short. I think I like this better. I mean, okay, unless there's the same amount of chapters as there were in previous games, which I'm assuming there isn't going to be if they're this short. I like this better. I like, not in every game, but in this game, I like the short chapters with a few good puzzles and a few good story beats better than just really lengthy sections with a lot of padded puzzle solving. So, I think I actually like this format better than the first two games. Anyway, that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Professor Layton in the Unwound Future. Goodbye.